What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of J&B Tuning, where I post helpful yet entertaining video weekly. For the sake of the algorithm, guys, and it's totally free, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you can get notified for all the videos going forward. Well, guys, we're on the Asuna Sunfire again. This time, we're having issue with starting up, which is basically mainly when the car has been driven for, let's say, for a while, and then you stop and had it parked for about half an hour or 15 minutes or so. And for some reason, when you try to crank it up, it's having hard time cranking. And at the same time, once it does crank and starts, it sputters like really bad, and there'll be like fumes or lots of gasoline fumes on the rear end. So anyways, guys, that's the issue. And so we are suspecting that the issue would be around the coolant sensor, which is right at the bottom over there. Let me see if I can focus. It's right over there. It's a little hard to focus here, guys. So let me just zoom in there. Yeah, so there's the coolant temp sensor for the engine, and we're gonna try to replace it and see if that's gonna fix the problem. We have a part right here in courtesy of NAPA, basically here, and there's the part number for the sensor. Let's give it a shot and see if this is gonna solve the problem. In fact, this is an issue that I've been having for the longest time, and I've been thinking that it is the injector, and it doesn't look like the problem is the injector, because I just replaced the injector just recently. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, please check that out. All the work that I've done to get to the point of getting the injectors out in the whole 9 yards. So anyways, guys, check that video out if you can, and give it a like and a thumbs up and a subscription on that as well if you can. But anyways, let's work on the sensor here, the coolant sensor, and see if that's going to solve the problem. Basically here, possibly my suspicion is that when the car is still warm, the temperature or the sensor is not really providing the proper temperature on the engine, and that the ECU would just feed the engine with lots of gasoline anyways, regardless, because it's not reading the proper temperature in that sense. So we'll see if that solves the problem, and it's promising from here. So keep the fingers crossed. Going, guys. We just have to undo the EGR valve here, and just there's two bolts that's holding it right there, and just loosen it up so I can have enough space there to wiggle room to work with. And I got a 19 mil here. That's basically for undoing the valve through here. I barely have enough space here, but let's see if I can actually wiggle my way in there to just undo it. So yeah, that's how it's basically it, and then we'll go from there. Well, guys, here's our old sensor, and here's our new sensor. That's fairly identical, I would say. And if you look at the connectors, they're the same basically, as you guys can see. Yeah, we just probably need to put a Teflon tape on this one here before we put it back in, and see if this is going to help us. Wish me luck. very tough to get this in, guys, because we barely have no room to do anything here. So you guys can see, I don't have much room here, but so basically get it in like this. You can make it all the way in. Pretty tough to, there's barely no room here to work with, guys. But we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Will be super helpful for the algorithm, guys, if you can subscribe and hit that like button. It will help me a long ways. Thank you so much. All right, we successfully got it in. We just gotta put the power back in. There is this sender as part of the sensor here. Just gotta put this back in as well. And then should be all good to go from here. Let's clip this baby in. And then back on this one as well. Oops, sorry. You guys see what I'm doing here? There you go. Get our paper towel. I thought there's going to be a lot of fluid coming out, but nothing much came out. And then we'll put our valve here, reinstall it back in, and we should be all good to go from here. Just got to get the bolt in like so, and then put all the pipes, the hose, the rubber hosing that goes into the EGR valve, and then we should be all good. Well, folks, I started the car. It started just fine, obviously, but we will warm the engine up for a little bit until the basically operating temperature in this case, and then we'll park the car for a little bit for about half an hour, and then we'll test it and see if it's still sputter for us. So stay tuned. Well, guys, for an old car, this baby is idling nicely, engine sounding nice. I don't hear any ticking or anything like that. It's smooth, idles nicely tuned here. So very impressive. And see if we can resolve the issue that we have on the hard start after a use, after it cools down from a long drive. Hopefully that will fix the issue. I hope that that valve there, the brand new valve that we got, will solve the issue for us. Well, guys, the car is turned off and has been sitting for about half an hour now, and the engine's still warm and everything. So we're gonna try and start it up and see if that's the issue that we're having with the spottery and hard start still an issue. So let's check it out. Well, guys, not so bad. It just started by itself without any sputtering, so hopefully that has fixed the issue. It's sounding pretty good now. I'm not seeing any sputtering or any plume of air or exhaust system. Plume of exhaust, that is. So anyways, guys, I think we'll keep it here. We'll keep this as a win, and we'll go from here.